Are you struggling to reach your hot prospects? Stop trying as an MSP salesperson and use this technique instead. Hey, I'm Paul Green from the MSP Marketing Edge, the leading white label content marketing system that's trusted by over 700 MSPs around the world. Check if your area is available now at mspmarketingedge.com. Let me tell you a story from days gone by. The year was 2005 and I just started my first business. I was doing prospecting on the phone for the first time and I quickly discovered something horrendous. No one wanted to take my call. Is this your experience from making outbound calls? It was a constant and depressing stream of no. It's a nightmare. And what I found especially difficult was that just a few months before, people had been delighted to get a call from me. So what changed? Well, it was simple. The context of why I was calling, that is what had changed. Because before I'd worked at a radio station where I was a presenter and the boss. And when I called people, it was really exciting and showbiz, and they welcomed my call because I could help them. When you say to many people, hey, do you want to be on the radio? They go, yes. But if you say to the same people, hey, I'm looking for new clients for my business, they reply, no. And this suggests actually a genius idea to reach dream prospects. And I know that at least 3 members of my MSP Marketing Edge program have implemented this after I suggested it to them. So here's the idea. Instead of approaching someone as a salesperson, approach them asking if you can interview them. And that's going to be a much easier conversation to have. Gatekeepers will be less suspicious, decision makers will be a lot more willing. And the real beauty of this approach is you will get 30 minutes or more of quality time talking to a dream prospect about their favorite subject, themselves and their business. Boom! It's perfect. But I know you have doubts, and let me answer them. The first is probably, but Paul, what am I interviewing them for? Well, that's actually an easy one to answer because unlike back in 2005 when you had to work in the media to be a serious content creator, these days anyone can and does create content. I haven't worked in the media for 19 years, yet here I am creating content. And what made the media so powerful back in the day was that they controlled the distribution methods. That ended with the web. Now anyone can reach anyone else via a series of platforms. So you could interview them for your LinkedIn newsletter, you could do a LinkedIn live streaming interview, you could write about them for your blog, you could start a podcast about local business leaders, or even start a YouTube channel about inspiring people in your town. Now your next worry might be, but Paul, I don't have a big audience. This doesn't matter either. How many people do you think listened to the first episode of my MSP Marketing podcast when it was first broadcast back in 2019? I'll tell you, it was about 6 people. One of them was me, another one was my mother. But that didn't stop me from cracking on and arranging great interviews and just ploughing on with it. And even today, we get, like a couple of thousand listens per episode, and no one ever asks me when I'm setting up an interview, not even PR people, they don't ask me how big the audience is, because it's an issue more in your head than it is in theirs. For many people, the showbiz of just being interviewed is exciting enough. Now, your final worry might be, but Paul, what do I talk to them about? And this is actually the easiest question to answer. You ask lots of open questions about them and their success, whatever that success is. So, for example, to give you some specifics, tell us your story. How did you get to where you are today? What are you most proud of achieving along the way? If you could jump in a time machine, what would you go back and change? What's been the best advice you've been given over the years? What's your best advice for someone growing their business? And just listen carefully to the answers that they give you. In fact, once they've given you an answer, you can ask questions for clarification or just to explore interesting things that they say. I've given you enough questions there, enough open questions to do a good 15-20 minute interview. Now remember, the big picture goal here is not to do a great interview that people will love consuming. The goal here is for you to spend quality time with a hot prospect talking about something that they are passionate about, which is their business and themselves. And after the interview, you may find your subject saying, hey, do you know what? That was really good fun. Thank you so much. I think we should talk about our technologies. We're having some real problems right now. And that is a solid invitation to engage with someone about their business. Pretty clever, right? And you could just rinse and repeat this approach with all of the hot prospects in your town. Tell me, are you going to try this in your MSP?
Paul Green's MSP Marketing Edge.